Coming up. Enjoy. About 100 kilometers from Bangkok lies the Thamkrabok Monastery. It's home to 120 monks who offer people with drug-related issues an extreme form of detox. One of these monks is a Dutchman, Eric Mulder. He's lived here for 2 years. It's 6:30 a.m., breakfast time. Thais eat a hearty hot meal in the mornings. In the monastery, this will be the only meal of the day. Getting all your nourishment for a whole day in a single sitting is no easy task for a Westerner.
I just had to get used to it. I always used to drink black coffee and smoke black tobacco. You have to be really aware of what you eat. Get all your vitamins and minerals in one meal. At the beginning, I was so hungry, I'd sit there and eat and was full in 10 minutes. You have to learn to control yourself.
Self-control, formerly Eric's problem. He was a drug addict, a criminal, and it all started in 1982 when he was in the army.
I returned from Lebanon. I was a crack shot, in good physical shape. Some guys in Amsterdam offered me work transporting drugs. That's how I got into the whole drug scene. I was empty inside, totally empty, and suppressed the feeling with heroin. Till now, I still have nightmares about it.
Eric was a drug addict for years. After several unsuccessful attempts to shake the habit, he heard about Thamkrabok and the way the monks took care of drug addicts. First, each patient has to do cold turkey for 5 days using a special herbal medicine. Then the therapy begins. Eric made it. Now he's on the other side. As a foreign monk, the 47-year-old looks after all the patients who come from outside Thailand. One of the daily rituals is getting the patients to quieten down through meditation. Drug withdrawal is often very hard, and Eric needs to be patient, as it's the only way he can change people's behavior, the only way the meditation can actually work. In the monastery, Eric is known for his quiet aura.
Gently breathe in.
Well, for patients, meditation is primarily to help them relax. Many patients are in withdrawal. They can't relax. Their minds are racing all day long. And here, we try to help them see what meditation can mean. We try every day, not very long, 10-15 minutes, so it's not too hard for them, because their concentration span is very short.
Today, Eric is working with 4 patients. For one of them, Daniel West, it's the last session. The 39-year-old American has been at the monastery for 3.5 weeks. He's due to leave today. When he came to Thamkrabok, he was addicted to cocaine and vodka, an almost fatal cocktail of drugs. Today, Daniel calls himself clean. He confided in Eric Mulder the day he came to Thamkrabok.
He's a tough guy, but then as you get to know him, you realize, if you don't lie to, if you're pretty honest with him and tell him what's going on in your head, he'd be an incredibly helpful person. And he's really a gentle guy. He's just not the kind of guy that you want to BS too much,
Evidently, Daniel West has succeeded. He's even made friends in the monastery. He's on his way back to the US, back to his life. Eric Mulder goes into the forest nearby. Today, they have to chop wood, as much of the food at the monastery is still cooked the traditional way over an open fire. Eric doesn't just give orders, he demonstrates what needs to be done. He's always been used to physical labor despite the 40-degree heat and 80% humidity. They all muck in together. Thamkrabok doesn't pretend to be a holiday camp for anyone, and it isn't.
Plenty of people who come here have never worked. And they realize when they are here that work doesn't just mean earning money. It's also having the feeling in the evening that you have achieved something, that you get home and you're tired. All the monks here work very hard. We believe that being a monk doesn't just mean meditation. You have to mean something to others, or else, what's the point?
Eric's values in life had changed quite a bit, not always voluntarily either. For an avowed Buddhist monk, women and physical proximity are taboo, a deprivation that Eric did not find especially easy.
Of course, apart from being a monk, I'm also a man. But coping with that also gives you great strength, though it's sometimes very difficult. But there are moments you feel lonely and think, that would be nice. Those moments do happen to every monk. The vice abbot said to me, if you are ordained for this life, the biggest problem for any monk is women.
For the Dutchman, life in the monastery is a daily test. But the former drug courier from Amsterdam can no longer imagine life outside of Thamkrabok.
Where would I be without Thamkrabok? I'd be the Flying Dutchman, like a ship at sea with no destination, no dreams. I don't know how my life would have turned out by now, but, you know, I was pretty well finished.
It's the simplicity of a life reduced to the essentials that Eric Mulder appreciates. His house? Little more than a single room. Not a lot of European home comforts here. The bathroom features 2 water tanks and a small bowl by way of a shower. Eric has lived under these ascetic conditions for a few months. At the monastery it would be a little easier.
It used to be quite luxurious. I had a laptop, TV, fridge, all the stuff you need for a comfortable life. And I reached the conclusion that you also sometimes turn on the TV to blot things out. So you don't have to think, just switch off. And, well, I used to watch until 11 or 12 o'clock at night, sometimes because I thought they'd show something interesting. But one day I just said, that's it. Back to basics.
The day draws to a close in Thamkrabok. It's time for the chanting, the singing of Buddhist mantras. For Eric, it's essential personal rejuvenation.
You work hard during the day, and, well, the chanting is like an oasis for me. It helps you to recharge.
Many lives have been changed here, as has Eric's in the past 2 years. Thamkrabok tries to offer everyone a solution, an alternative. Also the former soldier from Holland. Eric has made a decision. A few days back he decided to stay at Thamkrabok for good. His name, Eric Mulder, no longer exists. His Buddhist name now is Prachu. A monastery in Thailand, newfound spiritual and physical home to Prachu, formerly Eric Mulder, and a ray of hope for many others. For European palates, these crunchy tidbits are somewhat